Today on the podcast, we are tackling two of the biggest challenges facing Indian healthcare: the succession of family businesses and the integration of cutting edge technology like AI. My guest has successfully navigated both. I am Piyush Sandoja and I'm honored to introduce Dr. Arunkumar Govindarajan, the Executive Director of Aarthi Scans and Labs. Aarthi Scans is an incredible story of growth built by Dr. Arun Kumar's father, Mr. V. Govindarajan, into India's largest radiology chain with 85 branches. And what makes this story even more remarkable is that the entire business has been bootstrapped from the beginning. Dr. Arun Kumar, a radiologist himself, has not only stepped up to lead but is also at the forefront of the company's AI technology and marketing initiatives. They're not stopping there. With ambitious plans to go for an IPO in the next year or two, they intend to double their revenue and expand their business across all major Indian cities. His journey is a powerful case study for anyone in the family business or interested in the future of healthcare. Let's dive into his story. Thank you.
When I was researching about Aarthi Scans, now Aarthi Scans, everyone knows it's the biggest radiology chain in India. When I was looking at the history of the company, I found that your father started it, Mr. V. Govindarajan. And surprisingly, he was not a doctor. He is an engineer. So that I thought that I'll ask you about it. How did he start it? Being an engineer, how did he conceive the idea? How did he find the gap in the market and arrange the funds also?
Yeah. So, thing is, my mom's a doctor. So, she's a family medicine practitioner. So, there is some background in healthcare for him because of that. They both got married in 1984. They started together. They started a hospital in a town called Kovilpatti. I still stay in Kovilpatti. My father and mother also stay in Kovilpatti. It's way south of. It's in South Tamil Nadu, very close to Kanyakumari. So my father, when they started in 1988, my father was looking after the administrative part of the hospital, and my mom was taking care of the clinical aspect. It was a good. It was a good combination. The hospital did well. Why he came into diagnostics is a good question. So by late 1990s, my father and mother realized that evidence-based medicine was picking up. The role of diagnostics, be it blood tests or X-rays or ultrasounds, MRCTs in day-to-day clinical decision making increased every year. So, but in South Tamil Nadu and in the nearby 5-6 districts, there was no MRI scanning machine at that time. So my father thought this could be anyway. The business is going to grow, and hospital was doing well. There was some funds in the hospital, so he thought he can build a diagnostics company. There was a need at that time. People from South Tamil Nadu used to travel to Madurai or Coimbatore or Chennai just to get their MR scans done. So, be it stroke or some other head injury or any other stuff, they had to travel 6 hours to just to get a diagnosis done. So this seemed like there was need, there was a market demand. He had some money, so he started a full-fledged diagnostic center in South Tamil Nadu, in a place called Tirunelveli. So first diagnostic center was started in Tirunelveli in the year 2000. So he started with everything from CT scan, MRI scan to X-rays. So that's how we started the business, Aarthi Scans. So once again, he took full care of the business. You also asked about the funding. I think he and my mother invested close to 50 lakhs of funding into starting the company. And the rest, 3 to 4 crore was debt fund from SBI and TMB at that time. So
took up a loan.
He took up a loan. Yeah, he was highly leveraged at that time. He took a high risk by starting the business. But he was
must be very confident at that time.
Yeah, confidence. He was already at his. He was 45 when he started this division. He was 45. So I think throughout the first 10 years of starting the business, we were highly leveraged. We used to have huge debts and debt payments. Loan payback were one of our major expenses during that time. But the company was also growing at a brisk pace at that time. No money was taken back as dividends. The profit was fully reinvested into the company. Both of them were very disciplined with cash flows and growth back then. One of the proudest thing which my father tells is he has never missed a single vendor payment or a single payday payment. So that they still continue. So only by 2014, 2015, I think we were relatively debt free. Until then, we were highly leveraged. I actually came to work for the company only by 2014 when we were debt free.
Okay, okay. So the scenario, I think, the discipline and scenario that your father had when he started his company, I think the situation is completely opposite today. Like, you have VC funds available. How do you see this difference? And do you see the competitors are also growing with the same principle and with the same discipline and ethos?
So we have.
Or maybe due to the changing times, do you feel that you also need to change?
Okay, good question. So we have so competitors. There are two kinds of competitors. Let's say ones who started in the 1990s, 80s, 2000s.
Legacy ones.
Like Lal Path, Metropolis, Vijaya Diagnostics. These are all our competitors as well as friends. So these guys nearly similar ethos for the company. All of them initially had debts, then they cleared their debts. All of them grew their companies very slowly and profitably. From the very first year, all of these companies were profitable without VC money or PE fund or
Yes.
anything. All of them had.
Yes.
I'm guessing all of them had the same story. Put some money, get some debt from the bank, run the business profitably from year one. You had to run the business profitably from year one. But in the last 10 years, not
10 years,
VC,
yes.
it's mostly PEs. A lot of PE funds have come into healthcare and into diagnostics as well. So when you get a lot of money in a very short time, and the pressure is to expand. Not at 15-20%
Exponentially.
exponentially. This year 100, next year 200. With a lot of money, you can do
Yes.
that, but the company culture, how you want to grow the company, how you want the company to be after 10 years, it can get derailed. So a lot of companies have closed shop post-COVID, post-fundraising. Some of them are still remaining, and they are trying to get back into profitability. I usually tell that diagnostics and that to Indian diagnostics is a marketplace where you should not try to become profitable. You should be profitable. It is a profitable entity. There is volume in diagnostics, and diagnostics is the volume game. So you should be profitable from the first year. But VC and PE money have made stuff a little murkier.
But does it give you some? There's this word FOMO. Does it give you FOMO when you see that there are a lot of competitors who are getting a lot of PE funding, or do you feel that the principles and the culture that you talked about, it's good enough to give you sustainability and some, I would say, inimitability?
There was FOMO. Funding was at its peak during COVID, pre-COVID, and just post-COVID. There was a FOMO from my side. My father was, as usual, he was a little relaxed, and he said, anyways, we are profitable, we can run this for the next 10, 20 years. But there was a bit of FOMO with everyone announcing stuff in LinkedIn that we've raised this much, we are doing this, we are doing that. So that should be FOMO. That's part of the normal psychology, I guess. But now, lately, after seeing, fortunately, we did not raise funds at that time. We were continuing what we tried to do at the same time. So now, after seeing what happened to many of the companies post-raise, we are a little happy that we did not raise funds at that time, at peak valuations, at peak pressure.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyways, we will be raising funds to expand.
Okay.
And we are at present still a family-owned business. Eventually, we want to go for IPO. So having an institutional investor on board brings some good governance practices and trust before an IPO.
Okay. We'll talk about IPO. But currently, I want to focus on you now. Like, you are a second generation, I would say, owner of the company. And you must have seen, your mother is a doctor, so you must have seen other family friends, doctor friends, who must have opened their hospitals, and probably heard of stories wherein the second generation didn't come back, in the sense that they went out for studies. Even if they studied medicine, still they preferred not to join the family business. But yeah, from your side, when I looked at your LinkedIn, the profile that you have, it seems that it was curated so that you could join the family business back. So what kind of space was developed by your father? It seems that your father is quite a visionary, in the sense that he always wanted you and your sister to join back the company. So what practices did he undertake to ensure that this transition happens smoothly? I think this question is relevant for all the second generation people.
So I can give you a little bit of background. My mom was the first doctor in her family. She had 5 brothers and sisters. So we had 10 cousins. Among the 10 cousins, 8 of them are doctors. All of them are inspired by my mom. So, and 10 cousins and cousins, husbands and wives. We have now close to 17 doctors in the family, all specialties put together. At least for the cousins, my mom was one of the inspiration.
Okay. Ideally, then you should get into hospital expansion.
No, all of them have their own hospitals. They're settled in multiple cities. All of them have a good future.
Okay.
But for me and my sister, from day one, at least when we knew what is profession, what is doctor, we were taught that you should be a doctor. You should be a doctor. So we had no
Both
other.
of you are radiologists.
Both of us are radiologists. Yeah. My sister's husband is also a radiologist. So we have around 7-8 radiologists in the family now. So my father had a problem, which was he was facing radiologist shortage every number. Not every number, still we do face radiologist shortage. There is a dearth of radiologists in India. So he had a problem. He solved it by making us study radiology. My sister's husband, he chose my sister's husband also because he studied radiology. I think he was his college senior. And 3-4 of my cousins are also radiologists. So he had a problem, he solved it mainly by making our family members into radiologists. So that's how we.
So does it affect the business side? Like if there was dearth of radiologists, and now both of you are radiologists, I'm hoping that a few of your cousins would also be radiologists. So now, do you feel that you have two responsibilities? Then one is to handle the radiology side, build the policies, and maybe handle the patients also. But on the other side, you have to build the business, because that onus is also on both of you. How do you see your space in the business part?
So when we started coming into the company, my brother-in-law was the first to join the company. Actually, his name is Dr. Prasanna. He's also a radiologist. He joined by 2009. My sister joined by 2012, and I joined by 2014. Sequentially, all of us are radiologists. So for the first 5-6 years during our tenure in the company, all of us did only clinical reporting. I was placed in a city called Tirunelveli, which was the first diagnostic center. He bought a new 3 Tesla MRI machine just for me to report in Tirunelveli. It was a BMW car or something for me. So that was the first 3 Tesla MRI in South Tamil Nadu. So all of us only did radiology, pure clinical radiology work for the first few years, 5-6 years at least, to get to know the operations on hand, meet patients, meet doctors, see their references and why they what they need from a report, stuff like that. It was a slow transition for all three of us, sequentially. Once again, Prasanna was the one who was first to my brother-in-law. He came into management first. He sort of took up some aspects of my dad's JD. And then Aarthi came into the operations. She took care of, so Prasanna takes care of new projects and operations in Aarthi scans. At present, he doesn't report at all. Maybe sees a few second opinion cases and relative cases. Otherwise, my sister Aarthi, she handles radiology and lab quality and reporting. She handles all the 250 odd, 260 odd doctors, radiologists, pathologists, everyone. She handles the recruitment. She maintains the relationship with them, and she maintains the reporting quality parameters also. She takes care. I take care of IT strategy and marketing in the company. I also do only second opinion and peer review cases and quality checks now. Aarthi is still into reporting, but the two of us have come out of direct reporting. We do quality checks, second opinions, night studies. Still then, at night there are no radiologists to report cases. At that time, we take duties. So all three of us are radiologists, and we are not trained to do what we are doing now, but we learned on the job. My father taught us a lot of stuff, and of course we studied a few bit of businesses also.
And can we safely say that 80 to 90% of your time goes into business building, and 10%, maybe 10-15% to patient management?
For me,
direct patient management.
For me and Prasanna, I think it's 90-95% of the time is into business now. Aarthi still does reporting. She does peer review, second opinions. So she has to do that since she's managing all the radiologists.
So I was, talking to Dr. Raja from Hyderabad. He runs Avis Hospital. He's interventional radiologist. Good business. 60 crore ARR he's doing. All by himself. Again, first generation founder. He told me that being a surgeon, it's like you are the king of that particular place. You own the patient, you own your team. Your behavior is completely different. Like, you have to take that ownership. And when you're running the business, the mindset is completely opposite. Like, you can't run the business by taking the ownership of the whole business. You have to deploy it. You have to hire good people. So yeah, how did you balance this mindset, in the sense that now that you have completely transitioned into the business role? How have you transitioned? How did you build this deployment mindset, or as you're handling IT and technology? How did you handle this mindset, transition into that mindset?
What Dr. Raja Vikramaditya has done with AVs is actually revolutionary. Usually, interventional radiology is actually a surgical field rather than a radiological field. And starting a pure interventional radiology hospital, I'm not sure whether Alvis is the only one who do that. That's a really good thing that he has done. So, interventional radiology is basically a surgical field. You are merely a surgeon treating varicose veins or vascular interventions.
Varicose veins. The main category is working on is varicose veins only.
Yeah. So he has done something revolutionary. I have good appreciation for that. So the question was, how have we transitioned? Transition was mostly on the job. So
mindset transition.
Okay. There was actually no mindset transition. Actually, we all liked doing reporting. And we had some passionate areas, like Prasanna was into starting new projects. I was into IT. So other than my father being the chairman and MD, he said, "You look after IT. you know somewhat about IT." So that was one of my passion areas, and he gave me that department. It was a very slow transition. I took care of only IT for the first 1 or 2 years. I had to learn a lot of stuff. At that time, there was no ChatGPT also, so I had to take a lot of courses on IT, how to manage cybersecurity and stuff. So it was a very slow transition. I would say for the last post-COVID only, we are fully into management or operations. So it is a very slow, gradual transition. So at present, my father is 70 now. I think he planned it somehow or not planned it. Ever since 60, we were into the business, and post 65, we closely took over the business, and we are now fully into the business. We had a 5-year plan. So over a period of 12 to 15 years, this was a very slow, gradual, not carefully planned out transition. It started like going with the flow.
Okay.
The systems are down. Someone has to take care of it. It was me. It was a new project. Someone has to take care of it. It was Prasanna. So being the owners, you have to do everything.
Okay. And you joined in late, and by the time IT and AI also had started, so probably you were the person who knew more about IT.
I joined it late, but I joined in 2014. So we started doing AI only by COVID 2020. We started integrating AI into practice.
Okay. We'll talk about that also. What you said made sense. Like, I see a lot of second generation owners, they don't want to get into the operational activities. Like, your father made sure that you work for few years, like completely in managing patients, in clinical operations, managing operations basically, which is a hardcore job, in the sense day in, day out, you have to be very disciplined. It's like a job only. Sometimes you might like it, sometimes you might not, and there'll be a lot of friction because you're working for your father. I see that a lot of second generation, they don't want to work in operations. They maybe want to handle the strategy part. I guess that made a lot of difference in your case. So would you safely suggest that if someone wants to transition as a second generation, then they will have to run the operations, they'll have to understand it from scratch? It has to be bottom to top approach?
So every family and every company is different, I think, in this, how to inculcate your second generation into operations or practice or into the business. So I have only one context, which is how my father brought us into the business. I can only vouch for that. So what he did was, first 5 years he gave us clinical experience. Then he micromanaged us for the first few next years, like exactly how he manages employees. He micromanaged us, and then at one point of time, I think during COVID, he gave us free reins. You sort of take the decision now.
Okay.
So once you are in that, we were given. We were asked to do judgment calls in low impact activities, and then we were slowly transitioned to make judgment calls in high impact activities where we had to take the responsibility. So we had some good practice doing that. I think so, yeah. And there's no structured way to bring second generation into the family, I guess. There are a lot of courses in IIM, IITs now, how to bring your second generation into family businesses. But I think they're also still learning.
But yeah, this is a certain gap. Like I talk to a lot of people. A lot of smaller hospitals might shut shops because the second generation is not available. Hospitals or other healthcare related businesses. This I guess in next 5 to 10 years we might see this gap to be filled by some companies, I guess.
True.
So what will you suggest from your side on this business transition side? I have this last question. What would you suggest, at least budding doctors, but who want to become entrepreneurs? Like, what would you suggest they should do? Because I've seen that in MBBS, because my wife is also a doctor. So I've understood that during MBBS, you're not taught about business, anything about business. But when you come to the real world, you have to do business. Either you have to open a clinic, because in a hospital, there is no fixed growth path for a doctor. So at the end of the day, when they realize that, they have to do something of their own, they don't have the tools to do them. So what would you suggest a budding doctor, maybe 25, 26-year-old, done the MBBS, have maybe 2-3 years of experience? What would you suggest?
Indian medicine curriculum needs a little revamp. As you said, we are not taught about business on the day one post graduation of MBBS. You have to start a business, and we're not even given on-the-job training. I did my UG in Tirunelveli Government Medical College. It's a really, really good institute, but it prepared me well for the clinical aspect, but did not prepare me enough for the job or career aspect of stuff. So it's a different subject altogether, as you said. But what would I advise a budding doctor who wants to become an entrepreneur is the first few years will be tough. It's not all what is said in LinkedIn. It's not the founder mode. There'll be a lot of FOMO for the entrepreneurs, seeing their counterparts in other companies posting stuff in LinkedIn. But LinkedIn is sort of like Instagram for businesses. There'll be people who post only the good stuff in LinkedIn. They'll never post about their struggle, and even if they post their struggle, it will be after a very, very long after a lot of years. So one thing they have to understand is every business is different. Sort of like every patient is different. You have to personalize what you need to do for the business. So it's your business. What's the problem that it's currently facing now? Work on that problem rather than trying to do what others are trying to do and copying from them the steps. You have to focus on your own issues, focus on the business, focus on patient care rather than working on other parts of the business, because the patient care is the one which keeps on compounding. What are the most travels fast? You just have to measure 3 things in any healthcare business. Get feedback from them. 3 guys whom you need to get feedback from them and work on it. One is patients, second is your team, your employees, third is the doctor community. So all of them give you feedback based on their experience about you, about your company. Just get those feedbacks every day, every month. Work on those feedbacks. They basically give you good advice, better than most of the management institutes. Get the feedbacks, work on the feedbacks, keep on improving. Correct. That's all.
Like this answer also shows the clinical operations that you did for a few years, because you
especially for radiology, you have to.
I'm hoping that the data, if data is presented to you, probably that experience of working on ground, it probably management or the people under you, they won't be able to take advantage of you not knowing the operations, because you know the operations, so they can't.
Actually,
they have to fall in line, sort of.
This feedback thing was taught by my radiology HOD, Mr. Prakash. So what he taught was, as radiologist, whatever decision we make, whatever report which you give is in a silo. It's not the truth. We may diagnose the case as appendicitis, but in pathology, it might have been reported as post-surgery. It can be reported as a carcinoma. Cholecystitis can become something else. So you have to, when you have the time, get feedback from the actual treating doctors and the actual diagnosis of the patient. Then you get some inputs into the next time when you see this case, you will report it a little differently. You give the second different diagnosis. So I think I sort of use that for the management and business as well. Get feedback, improve on it. That's all.
Okay. And I read a news wherein you also talked about IPO. Like in a few years, maybe 2-3 years down the line, you're looking at going IPO. And it was also written that you want to double the revenue. I think it's close to 300-350 crores. You want to reach at 600-650 crore. And now I think we had a discussion a few months back, and you told, I had asked you this question: why are you not expanding in the northern states? Because I live in Delhi, and I don't think there are Aarthi scan in Delhi, or maybe very few. So what are your plans? Like, would you like to talk about your IPO plans and how you're going to expand in various states?
First, to caution opinion. First, we are in Delhi. We are the second largest player in Delhi now. House of Diagnostics have more MRs and they have better revenue than us in Delhi. But we have 5 units in Delhi, in spread out across Faridabad, Gurugram, Janakpuri, Pusa Road, and
You're not as famous as you should be, being the oldest.
anyway, radiology is sort of like a doctor's doctor. So it will take a lot of
Correct,
time for
correct.
us for patients to get to know about us. So that is one of the steps which we are still working on, the marketing aspect of it.
Okay.
So at present, Tamil Nadu forms around 40-45% of our revenue. So last year we made
Yes.
around 305 crores.
Only one state.
Just one state. One state is 40-45% of
Okay.
revenue. And the rest of India, which is we are there in Bangalore. In Bangalore, we are the largest player, radiology wise. In Hyderabad, we are second behind Vijaya. In Mumbai, we are the largest. In Kolkata, we have in Kolkata, Pune, we have presence. So we are okay. As a North Indian, everything north of Mumbai for you is North India, but for us, everything north of Bangalore, Hyderabad itself is North India. So we classify North India, Mumbai, Pune, Kolkata also as Delhi also as North India. So we are there.
North India in the sense, UP, Bihar,
Yeah.
Rajasthan,
Okay.
all Bimaru states, New Delhi, Punjab, Haryana.
We are not there in any of the cities. One of the main thing is our business model. Our business model is direct to patient diagnostics. So
Okay,
we do not
okay.
have any commissions. We do not have any brokerages or any middlemen in between us and the
Okay,
patients.
okay.
So we go directly to the patients. So our charges are low. The market may be charging somewhere around 8,000 or 7,000 for an MRI. We charge only 3-5, and at night time we charge even lesser, 15% discount. So we are direct to patient. We advertise our prices transparently. So this sort of business model works at present mostly in cities because of internet penetration,
In tier ones.
the cosmopolitan mindset of patients, them window shopping diagnostic center. This needs to be there for us to grow the business. So we are at present mostly in cities. When I said Karnataka, we are there only in Bangalore, not even in Mysore. We are there only in Hyderabad, not even in any other city. So in Tamil Nadu, we have a few tier 2, tier 3 cities, towns, but our business model demands that we present in cities first. Maybe 3 or 4 years time, situation changes and we may go into tier 2, tier 3 cities. Until then, we'll be expanding mostly into. At present, we are there in the top 10 cities. We'll be going into Lucknow this year. Every year, we'll add one new city, but mostly it will be a tier 1 highly populated city.
It's pretty surprising because you yourself said that it's a doctors to doctor business, D2D, let's say, because if doctor is writing, mostly they refer you to a certain lab, and then you said your approach is completely D2C. So you don't give any kickbacks or referral percentage or referral commission to any of the doctors. So you don't have that channel. So that actually, you're saying that actually helps you give some price advantage that you share with the customers also.
As you said, it's a
Then how do you get business?
It's a complex
Because
model, yeah.
eventually, yeah, it's one of its kind. I would say in radiology, maybe in the US there are a few business like that, wherein they are focusing on a particular keyword, in the sense onco screening or similar other screenings. But again, their focus is also on the premium target group. But in your case, you want to make radiology affordable, and by choosing this particular model, it is becoming affordable. But how do you? But still, like, you must have seen maybe 50% of your business is again coming from referrals only.
Not 50.
I'm just saying that given the Indian hospital industry or Indian, how are you managing it and still growing 20% year on year without any referral?
That should be under 20%. So, as you said, our vision is to make the cost to diagnose a disease as affordable as possible, so that it doesn't become a burden for the patient to get a treatment. So this is our vision. So affordable, low cost diagnostics. So as you said, this is diagnostics. Radiologist is a doctor's doctor. When a doctor has doubts on what's going on with the patient, he refers it to a radiologist. So it is a D2D business. So what we're trying to do here is, it's a little complex, but how it works is, as I said, most of MR scans, CT scans cost around 7,000 to 8,000 bucks in private diagnostic centers, and in hospitals it's north of 20,000 to 15,000 range. So in a country where the median average salary is just about 2x of this, how will a patient pay out of pocket? And the internet penetration for the insurance penetration for outpatient diagnostics is just
Correct.
measly 5-6%, I guess. Rest of it is all out of pocket. So when it is out of pocket, when a patient himself is paying for his diagnostic scan, for the last few years with internet penetration post geo, we are seeing that there is a retailization of diagnostics happening. Healthcare is becoming more and more retail, and this initially started with the diagnostics and pharmacy. MedPlus sort of runs the business similar to us.
Correct.
It's exactly similar to us in pharmacy. They are now there in diagnostics also. So it's exactly similar to that. Retailization of healthcare. People shopping for their healthcare needs. Window shopping online for their healthcare needs started with diagnostics and pharmacy. And I think in the next few years, it will get into surgical and medical care also. So India is how would I put? India is a low trust but high faith society. Small, consistent bits of trust over a long period of time compound into faith. And especially with healthcare, faith is all you need before you give your blood to someone. Good brand such as us who provide consistent quality at affordable prices will transform into good word of the mouth also. And that's the game we are playing. We're playing a decades-long game, I would say. So whenever we go into a city for the first 3 or 4 years, we don't even break even. We make losses on the first 3 or 4 years. And then revenue slowly starts picking up. This is mainly because we get close to some 8,000, 10,000 calls in a call center. And 85% of them, when asked, where did you get to know about us? They say our friends or relatives. So 85% of our calls are word of the mouth. Remaining 15% are through doctors. Some doctors who refer to us. So the word of the mouth travel doesn't very fast, but word of the mouth travels and it slowly compounds over time. So we've never seen one of our centers degrowing after it has reached a particular state. So it's a slow compounding over decades. An MR machine can run comfortably for 20 years. Why see only the first 5 years of the MR machine as your company? That's the vision.
Okay. And all of this growth, like you had told me that every month you're opening one center is what you had told me. How are you growing center by center? How many center year on year? What are your targets?
Every year, our target is to open 10 centers. Some years we achieve that, some years we overachieve that. But for the last 5 years, we around 50 of our centers have started in the last 5 years. So we've grown really well fast in the last few years post-COVID. During COVID,
and all of this growth is bootstrapped.
Purely bootstrapped. We were growing at a slower pace pre-COVID, mainly because we wanted to be bootstrapped and we became little risk averse during that time, and we didn't take any debt. Still, we don't take any debt, but COVID gave us the boost. We made good revenue in COVID, and we reinvested all the profits back into the company. We started a lot of centers.
And one more thing. The USP of yours, it doesn't come out, like you don't brand it also, is what I've seen. Like even if I was researching about your company end to end, I couldn't see a line that says that conveys what you just said, that you're a totally D2C company, that you give them a price advantage. In your website also, it doesn't show as a comparative analysis that if you go to someplace else, that you're getting 25-30% of price advantage, or maybe 85% of your business is coming from referrals, in the sense patient to patient referral. So why do you not talk about these things?
Okay. In our advertisements, we mentioned that we are really low priced. We even put what is the market price for MRI, slash it and tell our prices. But in our websites, within our centers, it's an intentional thing not to compare prices within our branches or within our website, mainly because when something is said to be priced low, the general assumption is okay, the quality will also be low. It's very difficult to get the messaging of quality into a patient's mind, especially someone who doesn't know what is an MRI, what is an CT. We'll never be able to tell that all 70 of our MR machines are directly bought from Siemens and imported from Germany. We don't compromise on machine quality. Of the 250 odd radiologists who are working for us, 50% of them are experienced more than 5 years. And we send patients, let's say a pediatric MR brain comes, we send it to a pediatric neuroradiologist. So it's very difficult to explain this to a patient or even put it into a website. But as you said, we should work on our messaging more, at least on the quality aspect of the messaging more.
No, let's say if I am a patient, I would be interested to know about these things. I agree with the D2C aspect.
The pricing
trend
part
is growing.
The quality part we definitely need to work on. We need to inform about our quality managers.
And you talked about that all of the machines are Siemens machines.
Okay, yeah. We have a single vendor policy.
That also is not. Yes, from let's say this quality of supply point of view, that is also, why is that not mentioned in your website?
We need to work on it.
In the I'm just thinking from a consumer point of view. Let's say if there are these aggregation apps, like I've tried to book a radiology from these apps, and what happens is that they give you a slot by themselves, and if you go to that particular radiology lab, then they have their own operations. So you have to do whatever is happening over there. You have to stand in the line. You'll have to make the payment or maybe wait for the so there is communication lag between these aggregation apps and radiology labs. So now it seems that they have not been able to fully grasp the radiology market, while radiology is a bigger market in the sense. Do you see, like I saw that you have started pathology also. Like, do you also want to become the go-to app for diagnostics in the coming time? Because as you're saying, D2C is happening. Like Apollo has Apollo 247. Similarly, other hospital brands, they are also getting into D2C app, at least starting from the app side. How do you see your technology or your, I would say, patient reach out change over a period of time?
Yeah. So we have improved a lot. So as you said, that problem is solved with Aarthi. So all our prices are transparently displayed on our website. All our slots are displayed once again on our website. They can book the slot that will be transferred once again through our API into our CRM. So that entire flow of patients from booking to study preparations to appointment to reporting, the entire flow is sorted. Since we have a monolithic software, this becomes a little easier.
Correct.
To transition somehow in the last few years we missed out on developing an app. And apps were a crazy thing. We thought everyone will call us or everyone will come to our website sort of thing. And anyways, hardly patients take 2 scans in their lifetime, 2 radiology scans in their lifetime. So we thought, who will download an app for a 2-time thing? So somehow we missed out on the app thing. So this year we'll be releasing our app with everything which is seen in our website. So seeing the appointment times, wherever we are present in, all the procedures, even with a smart report on board, we'll be going ahead. This helps us in pathology. Pathology, there is a repeat crowd. Every 6 months once people come to do the HbA1c testing. They may open their mobile apps a little bit more. So this year we'll be releasing a mobile app.
And how big is your pathology business?
So we are 60-40, 60% radiology and 40% pathology.
Pathology is also quite...
Actually, pathology is growing faster than radiology.
Pathology is... The frequency of pathology is also a lot more. But yeah, as you said, if the trend of D2C is picking, let's say if like I'm just talking from my point of view, if there is an option available for onco screening, because our lifestyles are not that great in the sense, even though we exercise, let's say, maybe the sleep is compromised, maybe the food is compromised, which we don't have any control. So there are subconscious fears in just talking about myself. So if there are options available for onco screening, for let's say heart screening, I would like to choose. Recently, I did this genome patri test from Map My Genome. And that actually scared me. It told me that I have my population risk of lung cancer is 2.52x.
Okay.
Like compared to the general population, my genetic risk is 2.52x. Similarly, there were other things also for diabetes and for heart-related issues.
They should give actually a big disclaimer on this genomics test. So the main disclaimer on this genomics test should be genes influence only 10 to 15% of your life.
No, there were like it was a 20-25 page report, but only these numbers stuck with me. So I'm just saying that let's say if I have this data, I would like to go ahead with an onco screening maybe once every year. Maybe the insurance companies also can pick it up. I don't know, but from a patient point of view, I would like to pick this particular keyword in a D2C option. I think we had discussed this company Prenuva, if I'm not spelling it, Prenuvo, yep, in the US. Would you like to expand in that direction also in the coming time?
So good that you mentioned Prenuvo. We had started a unit called Vital MR, exactly similar to Prenuvo. Prenuvo started by an Indian, Dr. Raj Ataria. He's an Indian radiologist.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Renuvo is basically whole body MRI scans as a preventive health measure.
Yes.
So we started a similar unit called Vital MRI, whole body MRI, with a lot of quantifications and stuff. Didn't exactly pick up in India, and the concept didn't exactly pick
Okay.
up. We advertised and stuff. We still get close to some 150, 200 clients every month for whole body MRI, but the vertical as it is did not boom past like it did in US with Renuvo or Esra.
Okay.
So now we have started a new vertical within Aarthi Scans called Vital Insights, which is exactly what you said.
Okay.
So Renuvo is basically Renuvo or whole body MRI is basically a whole body MRI for a patient without knowing anything else, whether they need whole body MRI and whether they'll benefit from whole body MRI.
Correct.
Whole body MRI
Correct.
basically doesn't tell you the full truth without blood, without cardiorespiratory fitness. It doesn't tell you much about even can help with oncology, but not with heart or not with most of the taking a whole body MRI doesn't equate to improving your lifespan. Is what I'm trying to say.
Correct.
So
It's not an integrated or a holistic test.
we are integrated. You mentioned good word. So
Yes.
the new vertical is once again named Vital Insights. It's based on goal-based testing. So you need to know
Okay.
why you need to do a test. So the first thing which you do with Vital Insights is what's your goal? It can be to improve sleep. It can be to improve your lifespan. It can be to improve your muscle mass. So we do tests based on your goal. So let's say your goal is to improve your muscle mass. You need to become stronger, put on more muscles.
Can we focus on sleep?
Yeah,
Because
sure.
for me that's a bigger.
Let's say you want
let's
to
say
sleep better.
let's say the problem is that I don't get more than 4 to 5 hours of sleep. I try to check my sleep, but the sleep quality is also poor. How should I improve it? Like,
That is your goal.
yeah.
So the tests which needs to be done are a sleep study in your home. See the inputs. Maybe one more study for sleep study after some. What's happening with you? So you're not sleeping well. Your goal is to improve your sleep. The tests need to be
Yes.
configured for your test. It can be a RBC folate to check the folate levels in your blood. It will be definitely HbA1c and your fasting sugar. If your sugar levels are really high when you are sleeping, it will be low. And if post us checking your fasting glucose, if it is higher, you may need to do HbA1c test. The test need to be oriented for your sleep, for your goal, and the outputs of the results have to be given to you in a way which will help you, which will be tactics to improve your sleep. So you have high fasting glucose level. So you went to bed just after taking your food. Maybe we would ask that as a history question. Did you?
This is a good devo. This
This is what we do with
this could be one of the biggest reasons.
So we get the goal, we get a lot of history for that goal. We subscribe to tests only which are related to that goal, and the output is combined recommendation based on all of this. Your goal, your history, it can be blood test, it can be DEXA scan, it can even be a strength and balance test or a sleep study. And then the output, the recommendation list which we give to you is based on all the test results and your goal and history.
Okay.
So we're trying to go towards that goal. At present, we have the test list study. We do DEXA scans, whole body MRIs. We do VO2 max testing for cardiorespiratory fitness. So Vital Insights is more aimed towards a goal-based testing and performance improvement testing.
Okay. Let's say I want to exercise and I want to lift heavy weights. Should I get this test done, or should I completely focus on lifting weights gradually by myself without? How would these tests help me in that scenario?
Management guy, I would think you'll appreciate that anything that gets measured gets improved. So I would suggest you to do a DEXA scan. Know your appendicular lean mass index. See the size of your biceps. So based on DEXA scan, we can give you the 1 rep maximum. 1 rep maximum is the maximum amount of weight you can carry with both your biceps put together, both any muscle group with together. So that is the one which you can say it's a range. So it's the one which you can safely take and then down. So the thing
at this point of time.
At this point of time, and whether the particular lean mass index or your bicep strength, we can actually measure your bicep strength in pascals using Wald and dynamometer machines. So we can tell you your biceps flexion force is this, extension force is this, and you can concentrate on improving the force. We can get your grip strength, we can get your balance, we can get your lower body reaction time. So stuff like this can be put into a digital twin in your mobile app,
Very nice.
And
Very
before
nice.
starting strength training, one of the main things is not to improve. Of course, to improve your muscle mass or muscle quality is
Yes.
a secondary thing. First thing is not to injure yourself. So we would have seen
Hmm.
multiple instances of people injuring themselves while doing strength
Mm-hmm.
training, while doing cardiorespiratory fitness training, stuff like this. So the main thing is to live long. Anyways, you want to sleep well because you you want to live long. You want to be
Correct.
relaxed.
Correct.
So on the process of getting well, you shouldn't get injured. That's the main safety concern.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So know
Okay.
your muscle mass, know your muscle quality, know how many
Okay.
pascals of weight you can lift, and then safely lift those pascals. And
Okay.
progressive overtraining can be done safely. You can do this at home. I do
And
all
this
my
will be
exercises
a
at home only. But better to know
okay.
what you are suffering from before you are trying to improve on it.
Correct. Correct. Because let's say if you're 2025, probably you can do anything, but at a certain
I
age, you'll
still
have to.
wouldn't
You
recommend
should.
anything. You
You
shouldn't
should
do a
try
HIIT
and measure
exercise. We don't know
heat.
whether you have a hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, whether you have a conduction defect in heart. For routine base level exercises like walking, mild running, zone 2 training, mild strength training in home, those are fine. But if you want to power lift, but if you want to do HIIT training at 180 heartbeats, 200 heartbeats, you need to get just at least an ECG and echo before starting that.
Correct. Correct.
Yes, Indians have a
Recently, you must have heard of. Just recently, maybe last week, there was a guy who was playing badminton, and then out of a sudden, he just he fell down, and he died on the spot, cardiac arrest. So, like you're saying that if you're doing heavy exercises wherein the heartbeat is going way above, um, like for he was only 26 years old. What would you suggest? What should be the frequency of ECG? Let's say if I want to get the basic tests done for my heart health, for let's say checking cancer, for diabetes, for maybe doing some exercises. What are the basic tests every year or every 6 monthly one should get done? Probably this question is more personal to me.
okay. So ECG once in 2 years is more than enough. Now we are
Okay.
looking at stuff which pre-exercise stuff, pre and during exercise stuff, maybe sequentially. So
Yes.
ECG, once blood testing, routine blood testing like kidney function, liver function, and routine CBC and other stuff. Suppose you have an iron deficiency and hemoglobin is low, and you're trying to exercise your way out of it, you won't be able to without iron supplements or
Correct.
taking good iron-rich food. So basic blood tests plus ECG. I would recommend X-ray chest also once in 2 years for a younger age population. And if you are planning to, so this needs to be customized for that individual. If you are going to
Yes.
do only
Yes.
zone 2 training where your heart rate will be up to 60-70% of your maximum heart rate, then that is fine. These are enough, more than enough. But if you want to push more, if you want to go above 75-80% of heart rate, maybe 90% of heart rate, better do a treadmill test and an echo before trying to amp up your heart rate up to that level. Treadmill measures your
Okay.
basically it's a functional test. Treadmill, you're basically simulating
Correct.
what you
Correct.
do on the exercise over a treadmill with the help of a doctor. You're standing nearby.
Hmm.
Echo once again shows you whatever anatomical defects which are present in your heart. It can be from birth, it can be acquired, but just get an echo screening. Echo screening is mostly once in a
Okay.
lifetime. Once in a lifetime or once in 5 years is enough. TMT, you can
Okay.
do that as a functional test. So if you want to push really, really harder, do a echo and TMT, at least for heart. But for others, just routine blood tests, small packages, ECG,
Routine once per year
months per year is
or
more than
6
enough.
monthly.
Months per year is more than enough.
Okay.
But if you are doing strength training or if you're taking whey supplements, if you're taking creatine supplements, better do it once in 6 months. We don't know whether it is affecting your kidneys. Yeah. So you
Okay.
can take them safely.
Okay.
So there's no one prohibiting you, but take them safely. Research the supplements, research the brands, and also get yourself trusted. At least the kidney function.
Okay.
If you're taking creatinine and whey protein, take a kidney function test.
Okay. No, actually, I had tried, but I stopped using whey protein. It didn't suit me.
These are what we are trying to solve with Vital Insights on the way. But yeah.
And this will be a separate company or separate app in itself.
It will be a separate vertical
Separate
within
brand.
the same company and a separate app, yes. The digital team will be available in a separate app.
So Aarthi scans in general, under the umbrella, there will be two apps. One is the Aarthi scan, the radiology and pathology. The other is Vital Insights, like you said. Okay. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. You said that because of your business limitations, you can't go into tier 2 cities, even though you might want to go there. Because I've been talking to a few other radiologists, and I've seen that they're trying to open small chains of radiology labs in tier 2 cities. They worked in tier 1 cities, and then they went back to their hometowns, and then they started it. And again, the business is completely referral based. But over a period of time, they say that they can get into D2C also. Maybe you are looking at a better trend because you have more data, but still, their main business is into referrals. And maybe, let's say, in 3 to 5 years or maybe 10 years, some of these brands can become good ones. Maybe reach at a 550 to 100 crore scale per year. So in 5 to 10 years, let's say your business doesn't allow you to go into tier 1 cities. Would you be open if for the next leg of growth, would you be open to investing into such companies, or maybe buy them out or have a majority stake in them?
Yes, we would be interested in buying a majority stake in them and letting them run their own business. They're radiologists after all. I'm hoping that if we can refine the business, make it more ethical, I think they prefer to run it. It's their name and their child. So yeah, as you said, maybe in 2 to 3 years time, we have to explore options to get into tier 2, tier 3 cities. And I don't think we may need to put out new centers there, increase the capacity there. We can we hire a few radiologists there along with their radiology centers, refine their business, help them on reducing their cost and improving their quality. Having said that, radiologies, we have made a few acquisitions before. So the problem with acquisitions in radiology is the machines and the location. Once the MRI machine is put in a location, and the location is bad, you have to spend at least 60 to 70 lakhs to transfer that machine to some other location. So the location is bad, you have to add 60 lakhs as liability to that location. The second thing is the make and model of the equipment. If it is a refurb equipment, or if it is maintained by non-OEM players, third-party players, it's a really risky acquisition. If it is maintained by an OEM and if it is a really new machine, because you are acquiring based on the cash flows which we will generate in the next 10 years, and the machine will stop running in the next 2 years, you have to invest 6 or 7 crores once again to buy a new machine. So the machine should be good, relatively new. So one of the things with Aarthi is we always buy the recent models from Siemens, so that the machine life cycle will be at least 20 years.
2025. All of them are new. You don't buy refurbished.
New models. In the sense, Siemens has a lot of older models of machines, which we can buy new, but the machine life cycle will be 5 years, 7 years only. But when a machine is introduced new in the market, so we've invested in helium-free MRIs now from Siemens, called Flow. Siemens has promised it that those machines we will support up to 20 years. And they say 20 years, it will actually be 25 years with Siemens usually. So we bought Asia's first Avento 1.5 Tesla MRI, and it is still running for 23 years. If we buy Avento 5, if we bought Avento 5 years before as a new machine directly from Siemens, it will run only for 7 years. So choosing the right model of new machines from an OEM, it could be from Siemens, GE or Philips, anyone, but choosing the right model whose spare parts won't expire, which will have a good mass enough presence in India to maintain spare parts within India. So these are all small niches which we need to understand when we are acquiring. So pathology acquisitions are really easy. It's a machine rental model. You can basically push out the machine and put your own machines easily without even paying a penny. But radiology acquisitions are tricky. A lot of companies in US have gone downhill mainly because of wrong radiology acquisitions.
Okay. And you said you mentioned that you have 70 machines till now, MRI machines, and the way you are growing, probably you will cross maybe 100 in the next 3 years itself. Did it cross your mind to maybe invest into some R&D and try and build an MRI in-house? Or maybe in India, I don't know.
That requires a lot of domain. We will never do that. There is vertical integration up to a point, but
well, even though, let's say, even if you buy only 10% of your machines from India, that can grow the industry maybe for the next generation. Otherwise, the next generations will also have to depend on because China is also growing. Like you said, refurbished machines. I think you know it better than I do. There are Chinese companies have also entered into the market. New machines at the refurbished or maybe even lower prices.
Yes. So Indian So there have been a lot of articles and a lot of companies which have tried to do a fully Indian-made MRI, but so far nothing has come into practice as of now. At present, CTs, X-rays, every other machine other than MRI is made in India, which is a good fact.
Okay.
Most of them in Bangalore and Vizag. So CTs are now fully made in India. Most of the ecosystem is also developing for CTs. The problem with MR, as I understand from Siemens G and Philips, is China is really, really, really good. So most of the MRs,
Correct.
the parts are supplied by China. The MR fabrication, no one makes at that quality at that price. So the
Okay.
ecosystem for fabrication of parts, for the magnet purity, these are all made at a higher quality at a very, very low price in China. So they're far ahead of us, at least in the medical equipment manufacturing side. So one of these companies, Siemens G, Philips, or even a Chinese company putting its roots in India, have to develop their own manufacturing hub
Correct.
in India. And so that the ecosystem of their vendors can develop. It could be a fabrication, it could be a table moving, it could be a wheel of anything. Everything needs to be manufactured. So someone needs to take the first step. I mean, it definitely won't be us, but most likely
No,
Siemens
no, it
G,
makes
Philips, or
makes sense.
United
Makes
will
sense.
find a way.
Actually, the same thing is happening with Apple and Tesla also. They're just opening their outlets here. But yeah, it will, over a period of maybe 10 years, will develop the ecosystem and then, yeah, correct. That would be the right approach.
Ecosystem needs to develop. The supply chain needs to be really lean and really close also. Hoping someone
Now, in
develops
the last
something in
leg of
Bangalore
this,
or Chennai. If they put one of the units in Bangalore or Chennai, that will be really good.
but yeah, but you would be open to testing them out, because let's say if there is an Indian medical company which is, let's say,
We are
trying
in-
to do it at a smaller scale,
we are in touch
because
with
there is no
the-
funding available in general. But yeah,
Funding is not a big
would you
problem
be
now. All of these
okay?
companies, all
Okay.
the 3 or 4 companies, at least 2 of them are well funded to
Okay.
develop an MR. So funding is not a
One
big
is Voxel Guard.
Voxel Grids, yeah,
That,
Voxel
that
Grids is the Sequoia.
Voxel Grids,
Sequoia
yes.
is in Vizag. Sequoia
Okay,
had
yes.
put their first Indian-made MRI, 1.5 Tesla MRI in I think Nagpur. I'm guessing.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are stuff coming up. We have to get back in touch with them. I'm not talked to these people sometime. Yes. But yeah, things are happening in India. It will happen soon.
Okay.
A fully Indian-made MRI. It's actually happened now.
Okay.
First MRI was launched by Dr.
Yeah,
Mr.
it has
Nitin
happened.
Gadkari in Nagpur, in a trust hospital. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think just recently, maybe 10-15 days back, there was
Yes,
this news.
very recently.
Yes, you're right. Yes. So in this last leg of our discussion, I would like to talk about AI and technology. In the whole podcast, you mentioned that lack of radiologists is the biggest issue, is what I could understand. It's not the lack of machines or any other thing. It's the lack of radiologist that defines the speed of the whole system. How do you think AI can solve it?
Okay. So radiology AI, when implemented properly, blows every radiologist's mind. So because none of us really thought AI would be eerily accurate in diagnosing particular conditions. None of us radiologists, at least. It was not expected a few years before, to be honest. Being a doctor, I think I valued my own intellect so much that I couldn't imagine how AI would achieve this much. Radiology AI, the visual AI, this much expertise just by consuming data and computational power. So we use close to some 6 or 7 AI models in our radiology day-to-day practice. We use Qure, Mumbai-based chest X-ray AI.
Qure.ai.
All our chest X-rays initially go through Qure, and then they are seen by a radiologist. Qure basically classifies them as normal or abnormal. If they are abnormal, it annotates the part for a radiologist. So this way we miss less findings, and the radiology turnaround time is also a little higher. Radiologists feel comfortable reporting annotated X-ray.
Okay.
We use analyzes AI tool for CT brains. So if someone had a head injury or a stroke, the scans go to analyzes AI model and it triages. So basically all the CT heads, CT brains go to analysis model and it triages whichever ones which require radiologist report faster. It can be because there is a fracture or hemorrhage or infarct in the CT brain. So all our CT brains are triaged by analyze. We use BioClick, Indian Bangalore-based company model for CT kidneys, CT of kidneys. They give a 3D view of kidneys just from a plain scan. which helps in planning the surgery
Okay.
or
Very
planning
nice.
a PCN. We use a few other US and Australian models called BrainKey, Siemens's own AI models for CT chest and
Okay.
Alzheimer's detection. So AI has been
So you're
really,
basically you're
really.
fully into it in this.
Yeah, we started doing this in COVID. We had a lot of free time before we started the RT-PCR testing. We were free for 3 or 4 months time. At that time, we and our PACS vendors sat together and we integrated this AI orchestration layer above our PACS. So that has helped us scale a little faster also. But having said
Okay.
that,
Okay.
AI is a technology which has so far kept on improving, but we have to worry about its downsides also. AI is still a very brittle technology. Still doesn't have common sense. AI is an expert, but with a narrow field of vision. So we have to be wary of that. It's always AI and a radiologist. It can be a radiologist and then an AI seeing the report, or it can be AI annotating an image and then a radiologist seeing, which will help. Both of them put together, once again, less misfindings, better reporting quality.
And do you think in coming 2-3 years, 50% of the workload will be handled by AI radiologists?
AI plus radiologist, I think you mean.
AI plus radiologists, but yeah, in general, you'll have to hire lesser radiologist.
Hiring less, since radiology, the number of MR scans done in India is growing at 15 to 20% every year. The number of radiologists is growing at 5% only. So that mismatch will continue to be there. AI is not going to replace radiologists. Since we have AI, we have not stopped hiring radiologists. Every radiologist who calls us will get an offer. There is a dearth of radiologists even in tier one cities. For the next 10 years or so, I don't think AI is going to negatively affect a job, radiologist job. Maybe because this is a regulated entity. AI will never be able to give out the reports on its own. I don't think the regulatory authorities will allow it, even though it becomes a little better. So,
Correct.
but the thing you asked was whether AI using radiologists will manage 50 to 60% of the flow. I'm sure they'll manage 90% of the flow. 90% of the imaging studies will go through AI or will go through radiologist plus AI. So at present, most of the CT brains, X-ray chest, MR brains, CT abdomen, there is a really good AI by a Harvard Indian doctor. So these are the main 90% of studies. Already for 90% of the studies, AI can do a quality check or a pre-read before a radiologist. So
And they are mostly accurate. Like, what is the accuracy level?
accuracy level is less than a radiologist, to be honest.
Less than a
Less than a
radiologist.
radiologist, but both of them put
Still,
together.
can we say it's around 80% or so?
Yeah, I would
80%.
say 80%.
Maybe 80% of the time it is showing the right.
Okay. So
Okay.
what happens is AI will be accurate only 80% of the, let's say, a rough number. Radiologists will be accurate for at least, let's say, 97, 98% of the times. They can miss findings also. We're also humans. So, but radiologist plus AI put together, if they can be accurate 99% of the time in patient care, that even the 2 basis point improvement will be
Correct.
really impactful. So what AI will do
Correct.
is it will bring all the radiologists to top R level. So in a medical college or in a radiology PG institute, not all of the radiologists pass, not all of them are ranked at the same level. So what AI will do is
Yep.
bring all the radiologists up to the top ranked radiologist level.
At the same level. Correct.
It will improve the overall reporting
And from a
accuracy.
patient. Yep. Correct. So, other than accuracy, do you think it will increase the speed of report delivery?
We actually had a paper presented. I don't know if it's a published paper now. Just with chest X-rays, it improved the turnaround time of chest X-rays by 40%, and it increased the
40%.
sensitivity and specificity
Okay.
also. So in India, close to 20,000 chest X-rays go unreported every day. I think that was the statistics I've read. So in that scenario, definitely the increased turnaround time will help.
So, what other technologies are you looking at, or maybe are using already?
Okay. So for all the AI which we use is based on computer vision models. So we are trying to dabble our feet with all of them are SaaS software. We haven't developed anything. So we had the interest to develop the LLM based one. Now that development has become a little easier with vibe coding. So we are now developing our own multimodal LLM. Not even multimodal. It's basically a multi-agent LLM to proofread a radiologist report post finalization and flag issues to the radiologist once again. So sometimes mistakes happen inadvertently. It would be a male patient and a female template would have been chosen wrongly, or they would have, instead of mentioning 5 millimeter, they would have mentioned a 5 centimeter stone. So So these sort of errors are still impactful in patient care. So we are trying to get all our 5,000 odd radiologist report, which we do every day, go through AI LLM, multi-level LLM to proofread for grammar and stuff, and also for factual inaccuracies, and point out the errors to the radiologist before the report gets published, so that the patient gets the exact good report. So we are trying to develop this on our own. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, anyways, we'll be piloting in a month's time.
And are you looking at it as a separate business also,
No,
or just for internal consumption?
This is for internal consumption. This is very easy to develop software. It's not that hard as it is.
Yeah.
You feed a report through API to OpenAI's algorithm. It will throw out all the inaccuracies, factual inaccuracies, and give back API results. Easy to do, not that difficult. But we tried that initially. It actually was it's working very, very well, apart from a few hallucinations. So we are trying to fine-tune our own AI model. Not own AI model, fine-tune Cloud API to suit radiology.
Okay. Very nice. Interesting. I think, this is it from my side.
Really nice
it was very nice talking to you. Yeah. It was a good learning for me also. Very nice. I really liked your new idea also. Vital Insights. I would like to use it very soon.
Still in Delhi, right?
Is it available in Chennai only, or can I use it from
we have
outside?
done a soft launch only for athletes and only for athletes in Chennai. We are getting some data from athletes, trying to get their feedbacks and inculcating that in our reports. Until August end, it will be a soft launch only in Chennai. In Delhi, we have got all the missions procured at least in 5 cities: Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore. Post August 31st, we will be opening one by one. Delhi, we are planning to open in Gurgaon.
Okay, so by year end, it will be open.
By August, September end, it will be open
for patients.
September end, it will be operational in all the 5 cities.
Okay.
Family-owned company. Things go fast.
Yes. Very nice. Very nice talking to you. I would like to continue our discussion maybe every 6 monthly.